All right, we're doing this. We're doing it a minute early because why not? Let me know if there are microphone issues because I can't tell. Let me know if my screen is still flipped because I think I fixed it, but I'm not entirely sure because apparently I don't know how that works. I do know how to flip it. I can flip it. Let me know. I am pointing to my right. You should be seeing it pointing to your left. That looks right. Okay, good. Hello, everyone. Welcome. The chat has been bumping prior to us going live. There were some concerns that I'm focusing on Jeremy too much. And I tell you, I get it. You know, I'd love to focus on something else that is as effective of, a topic. But there isn't one. And I've tried. I've sort of been pushing out little feelers like, oh, do I go back into auditors? Like maybe sovereign citizens. But Jeremy is what it is right now. He is getting me views, which is getting me money, which is getting me better lights for the studio. So if I was confident that switching to another topic would be beneficial to me and this channel and to you, I would happily jump on that train. But right now, Jeremy is what's up. I enjoy talking about him. I enjoy knowing that I'm kind of making him a little angry. I think he kind of deserves it based on his behavior. And I will go back to the auditors, by the way, mechanics, of course. But at the moment, there's just so much I'm rediscovering. Thank you, Timothy. Thank you, Justin. All right, screen is good. Great. But right now, like, I was slowly backing out of that, and then Dr. Phil happened, and then everyone's interested in that again. So understand that the content I create is definitely strongly influenced by the people that watch my channel. Right now, people are watching my channel for Jeremy Dewitte. And when all that's over, I'm going to experience a dip in views, and I'm gonna have to, bring it back up. I'm ready for it, but I'm not ready for it to drop just yet. Maybe like in a couple days. That's a joke, by the way. So, where until I dare stop talking about Jeremy? And there's still so much content I haven't talked about. This thing that we're about to talk about is actually old. And I saw it ages ago, and someone brought it back to my attention. And by someone, I mean Rennie, my moderator. She's like, why haven't we ever talked about this? That's not what she said, but I think she was thinking it. And I went, oh, my God, there's so much in here. And there's some juicy stuff in here. So I say it's confessions up there, sort of. Because it's not technically a confession. It's not like him saying, yes, I broke the law. Well, it is. He just doesn't realize it. It is a recording of him saying that his company does illegal things. He's just not saying it as a confession with the intent for it to be a confession of criminal activity. So, it's not quite exactly that. I may be playing with words a little bit, but so many great messages in the chat. Thank you so much, everyone wishing me well. By the way, I do want to say before we get into this, the breaking of the cup thing, that was planned. I've been planning that for ages. Rennie can confirm that. I went out and bought a bunch of little teacups at Goodwill, some other items. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, and Viper. Thank you. Army CID paid Motor One a visit today because of the Get Ready video. I wish that was true and really hope that it is. Matt, because how much do auditors pay? I mean, for the content, I have no idea. I haven't streamed the auditor stuff. I will, but I have so many just streams about Jeremy backlogged. Right now, as some of you know, I'm helping someone get a restraining order, and that's suddenly taken up quite a chunk of my time because not only am I assisting with the process, but I'm also sort of keeping watch on their house. I have training in surveillance and counter-surveillance, which is very useful for finding people that are watching a house, which is one of the threats that have been made against the person I'm trying to protect, or not protect, but help. They're not paying me. I'm not employed by them. It's a favor. It's purely that. I will not interact with anyone that I think is engaging in nefarious activity. I will just call the police. But that obviously is time-consuming. But I'm not going to back away from a friend in need when they need it. And unfortunately, that takes me away from you, but I'm okay with that ultimately. Radine, I think is how you pronounce that. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Thank you so much. And that is an adorable sticker. So, the cup thing, that anger was, there was anger behind it. A lot of that was, I hyped myself up before the video. I did a test run, got myself real hyped, and then did that. So don't think that that's how I get angry. It is not. When I get angry, I get kind of quiet and real intense and still, kind of like this. And I get these little twitches in my face, and I'll be right up in your face, and I will tell you exactly how it is, and this is how I get angry. I don't do much yelling. I have. I find it a lot more terrifying, though, to be quiet. It's a skill I learned in the Army. So this might also get smashed today, but that's up to you. If we make it to $300 in donations over the course of this stream, things will get broken. And I'm going to make that, I think, a donation goal in live streams. There are other donation goals I'm looking into to make things fun, because your donations are what keeps this running. I'm not asking for your money, but if it happens naturally, great. We get to see things break. And I'm going to get mad. I'm going to do a little bit of yelling, maybe a little swearing. I try not to do that. I have done it. I try not to do it. You'll notice I even bleeped out the swearing in that last video I made. Jack, yes, if he sues me, I'm ready for him. I actually have documents already written up to be like, here's what I think he's going to sue me for. Here is why that's not going to work. But anyway, I feel like I'm rambling on. So, anger management cups, yes. Shell Shock, thank you. And I'll try to get all of your, thank you all for your donations. So if you want to distract me, that's a great way to do it. I'm very easily distracted. But I want to make sure everyone's thanked, because obviously that is, I'm just so incredibly grateful. And let me know if we hit 300, because if I'm in the zone, I'm not going to notice. But what we're going to talk about is serial police impersonator tells Army veteran he jumped in Fallujah. This one is, I don't remember the hell of this one, but it is from last year. Most of these are. And if I remember correctly, it was kind of like a sting operation where an Army veteran was like, oh, Jeremy Dewitte's claiming to have been a soldier. Let's see what we can get him to claim to have been by trying to set up an escort that's never actually going to happen. That's if I remember correctly. And I remember that there are some things referenced that we're going to talk about. So let's get into that. Let me put on some headphones first. Honestly. Oh, the nice thing about this one is Tactical Mall Cop. That's an amazing name. Thank you. The Angry NCO Fund. It buys more cups for me to smash. Mechanics, buy yourself a new coffee cup. Thank you. I thought it said mug, and I was very confused why it wasn't spelled that way. That's on me. I don't have to skip through this one and do all sorts of jumping back and forth. I might, because I enjoy it. But this one, the video, I believe, came from the police. That makes it public video. There are words I'm looking for, but I should be fine. Whoa, hey, whoa, Pebmets, thank you. Yeah, no, he is an easy person to investigate. You're absolutely right. And Karen, thank you. Everyone wearing your high-vis shirts tonight. Yes. Oh, that reminds me. And Sherry, thank you. 37, love it. All right, this is just going to be so easily distracted. I am looking into making baseball uniforms that are styled after Dewitte's colors, and I'm gonna order a bunch of those, hopefully. Frank, thank you. I'm glad you like it. A Chase, Dimwit Bingo. If Donut would invite me, if he was cool with me doing that, I would do that all day. I've reached out to Donut a couple times. He's a very busy man. I don't think he even knows I exist, but I would love to collaborate with him, and I'm not upset with him for not knowing about me at all. The guy is busy and more important than me in the YouTube universe at very least. Anyway, let's see what we can get out of this.
When I was going into Fallujah, basically almost destroyed my back to the point where I can't even get certified as a firefighter in the state of Florida.
Okay, I don't know if I want to call that one, because we're going to get to that point in the future. But for reference, this is my lie button. When I catch Jeremy lying, I'm going to hit it. Or if I catch him committing a crime, I'm going to hit it. I'm going to explain it to you.
Hello, this is a free call from an inmate at the Orange County Corrections. To accept this free call, press 0.
And I can't even begin to think if this gets out on the internet or the news.
Oh. I don't know if I can use that music. Not sure. Oh, yeah. Here's the explanation. The person who was about to call Jeremy Dewitte is assisting the police. Motor One has no idea.
2019. It is, what time is it? 12:17 in the afternoon. I'm here at
Deputy First Class David Mitigan.
Sergeant Keith Vidler.
Oh,
Right.
it's our boy
so today
Keith.
we're going to be recording a conversation.
my
He's gonna be calling
my
Jeremy
best
Dewitte.
friend, apparently. Jeremy thinks that we're best friends, which is absurd. Viper, oh my God, thank you for the donation. Oh, no. That's fine. Yeah, so what they're doing right now is they're establishing in the recording what time is, what day it is, who's involved, and that way, if they submit this evidence in a court of law, all of that has been established. Now you know.
Making contact with him, reference to an escort.
Let's get him on the phone.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Metro State.
Hey, Jay.
Yes.
How are you?
Oh,
Good, how are you?
Great. Hey, buddy, did you get that route I sent you, the one that goes up through Seville?
No, I didn't get any email.
Okay, well, I'm going to send that to you. It's still going to be about 2 hours. It's probably going to be about 84 or 86
we're
miles.
going to skip ahead.
I guess what I need to know is if, because remember we talked about doing 10 at first,
Thank you,
then you
Hank.
said we needed 18 when we were going to go through the loop. And then,
Right.
Oh, they're discussing the route for an escort. That's good to know. Yes, okay.
Since we're not going through the loop, I just wanted how many people you thought we needed. And remember, you told me you were in the military, so you're going to give me the military discount.
Oh, here's where it gets good.
Right. So what's your pre-registration like at right now?
I'm at 252 that are pre-registered for the 3-day event, which will be included in the Saturday ride. And I'll be honest with you, between the Gold Wing Club, the Llama Group, and the Buffalo Soldiers, I'd probably say we can get another 100.
Okay. I need to look at the route. I mean, I'll say 10, but I just don't want to have you undercover. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
fine. That's fine.
Undercover.
So let me look at the route and see how.
All right. Oh, by the way, some of this money should probably go to Real World Police because I am definitely stealing quite a bit of. I wouldn't say stealing content. I don't think he technically owns this, but I do encourage all of you to support Real World Police as well because that's where this video was published that I am using right now. Shell Shock, thank you. Do I play video games? I have done gaming streams. They're wildly unpopular. I may try it again now that I have more people involved. I'm probably not going to keep it on this right here because it's blurred. So I'm just going to make faces at the camera, I think. By the way. Oh, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure we're going to smash this. I'm going to get angry. It's going to happen. Yeah.
How many stops there actually is and how many,
what's up,
stop
Alec?
lights or stop signs or things like that and go from there.
Thank you, Matt.
Okay.
But
So let me think. So if we do the 10, is it still going to be the 1,200?
yes,
Emily.
Okay.
that's the discount. Just because normally we're 160 an officer.
Okay.
Thank you, Erish. Appreciate it. No, that's amazing. Thank you guys so much. We didn't just. Okay, we didn't hit it. Sorry.
So
All right. So the other thing, if it rains, I'm not sure it will. We're still going to do the ride, unless it's just downpour. You guys are still going to do it, right?
of course, yeah.
Now I need you to do me a favor, please.
What's that?
You know I was the second guy in the Ribbon Riders, and that was the biggest clusterfuck I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
This is exciting. The Ribbon Riders I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jeremy's when he's wearing the pink shirts. That's actually the shirt he was wearing when he saluted. Make face comes with his face on smash. Thank you, Jack. Yes, that might be considered a threat, so might not be a great idea, but I do love the idea. It's from a legal standpoint. The Ribbon Riders is a breast cancer charity motorcycle ride. I believe it's an annual thing. Could be wrong. Dino. Thank you. Just saying Motel 6. Yeah. All right, we've just hit 300, so I guess this was an easy thing to make. By the way, guys, yes, I do have a drawer full of these cups. And someone suggested it. I did get a PT belt because these make you invincible. It is yellow, but the green screen sort of is picking it up, so it's looking a little weird. But we gotta put this on for safety. Austin, thank you. I know Jeremy did not know about Zillow and tried to claim his house has 6 bedrooms. I know. I assume it has like 6 rooms. And he's like, well, all of them could count as a bedroom. Technically, I think per construction law, at least around here, I don't know if it's universal throughout the United States. If it's considered to be considered a bedroom, it has to have a closet. It has to be a certain space, and then it also has to have a closet. Otherwise, it's not a bedroom. It's just a room. Hank, you're a genius. I don't have a Sharpie. Anyway, Ribbon Riders is a charity run. I'm gonna see if I have a pen in one of these drawers. I think I do. And while we listen to this, I'm gonna scribble on -37 onto this cup. Sorry, I'm just. Oh, Jason, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh man, I can't even get anything done, you guys. I feel like I'm not earning it. No, thank you. And Gia, no, you're amazing. All of you guys are incredible. Wow, thank you. Smash a comment every video. I mean, you've just donated enough for like 100 cups. Erish, thank you. Thank you so much. And Sam, thank you so much. Wow, okay. Title of the video is Serial Police Impersonator Tells Army Veteran He Jumped in Fallujah. It's on Real World Police. Jason, I'm paying attention, bud. I got you. I was saying so. Oh yeah, okay. Charity ride. It's a charity ride. Jeremy on his website says he conducts charity rides, and we have recordings of him, which we'll discuss at some point in the hopefully near future, of him saying that he does charity rides. He's hired to pull security for those and block traffic, and he can't do that. He's not allowed to do that at all. He's only protected by the funeral statute. He can't do the security. He can't use his lights or his sirens or any of that. The use of his horns, he says, is justified because he's, he needs to get people's attention during the funeral escort. Now, his horns might not be illegal technically, but it's weird that he'd be doing that during a funeral escort where he doesn't have the authority to use them. So we will be looking into that. I do have it pulled up because I did remember that was a thing. We're going to let them talk about just a few more seconds, and then we're going to watch a video, and we're going to look at it every single time that a Metro State employee or contractor, depending on who you are, is seen in that video. So,
if I hadn't turned to go back towards Benson Junction Road, we'd have ended up in damn Daytona Beach.
Right, I know.
So what I'm going to ask for, because I got so many people coming from out of state, and I got so many people coming from in Florida, I want to make sure, and if you have to have extra people, I don't care. I want to have the escort in front of us.
Okay, you want to
thank you, Claire.
cruiser in front?
Yeah.
Knows the route.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
Not a
And look at it, figure out what you got to do, and then call me back.
Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds like a plan. Yes, sir.
Now, shooting shit just for the hell of it.
I don't think I have a pen. That's a shame. Next time. Unless, I don't know where my nearest pen is. No, we'll do it next time. Yeah. Anyway. Okay.
What branch of the military were you in?
Oh.
Army.
Army? So was I. Where were you stationed?
I was Benning and then I was Bragg.
No, you weren't, and no, you weren't. Although that would be consistent with his story. Benning and Bragg, I want to say both are bases that have special forces and or Army Rangers who are jump certified. Can't remember. Pretty sure that would be the case. Now, it's weird that he'd only be Benning and only be Bragg. If he claimed, like 14 years in the military? He did 14 years. He only went to 2 places? Well, generally, you move every 2 to 3 years, depending on where you are and what you do. And that could change. You can be, bounce back and forth between bases. You can be at a base longer than that. It's unlikely, but it's definitely possible. So, yeah, that's it's not gonna fly. And don't worry, I'm working my way towards some angry stuff. We're gonna get a little spicy. All right.
I was originally a Ranger, 3rd Battalion, out of Benning.
No, you weren't.
And then I was 3rd Group out of Bragg.
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
See, that gets me mad. And I'm hamming it up for the cameras a little bit, but don't take the thank you for your service. Don't you dare. Just don't. Pisses me off. It makes everyone else angry. And it's not going to end well, bud. No. So I'm going to get myself worked up just thinking about it. You guys keep watching the video.
What did you do?
I had a lot of MOSs. I was 31B20, which was communications, and then I was 16F Foxtrot, which was the M42 Duster.
These would have been the old MOSs, I think, before they switched over.
That's why we're the hearing aids. I was on that more than anything.
Kind of got called out. And thank you, Asher, by the way. Negative 37 I could put on the cup. But yeah, he kind of is realizing, I shouldn't have said that, isn't he? Yeah, kind of a bad move, Jeremy. Hey, how about we try something where we don't pretend to be something we're not, right? Maybe, in the bedroom, put on a gimp suit and pretend to be a monkey. I don't care what you do at home. But when you're out there in the professional real world, you got to stop doing that. Stop pretending to be a police officer. Stop pretending to be a soldier. Because once this is over, we got a few of us. We got a few of us that are looking into making sure charges are pressed for the stolen valor. If I am not happy with the charges, the conviction you get, and the time you'll be serving, I will personally contact Orange County and make sure something happens. Personally. Other people have made that same claim. We will be working together. It will be great. I already have a list, bud. I've got videos. I've taken things from your claims that you have up so that if you take them down, well, it's too late now. It's too late. An apology might fix that. Apologize for your stolen valor. Acknowledge it for once in your life. Acknowledge your mistake. Apologize for it. And I'll consider, you know what? Nah, it's not worth my time. He understands that he made a really big boo-boo.
It's definitely probably different times.
Yeah.
Yeah, different times, as in one guy actually served and the other guy didn't.
You know, but yeah, I was 18 series, so I was 18.
No, you weren't, although that would be accurate. Now, here's what's interesting. The 18 series being Special Forces, and let's look this up. Special Forces, MOS, is the 18 series. Yes, he would have been an 18 Alpha, not 18 series if he was an officer. Now, what's weird is that's the new series. That's MOS got changed around 1985. They got updated. I don't know if 18 carried over, but he called me, I think, a 95 Bravo. I'm a 31 Bravo. 95 Bravo is the old military police, if I remember correctly. So it's weird that he's using my old term, but he's using the new term for Special Forces. And thank you, Cricket. That is a fun name. I'm trying to bounce back between yelling at Jeremy and talking very nicely to all of you. So if I accidentally yell at you, it's just because I forgot to flip the switch. So I don't know if the 18 series is the old series and the new series. It is the new series, but he called me by the old series when I'm the new series. Does that make sense? Probably not. We're not gonna get into that.
MOS, so my last 6.5 years, 7 years almost.
Wow. So you
The last 7 years, you're what?
My last 6.5 years, 7 years almost.
wow.
So
I don't know what he said, but we're gonna give him one of those anyway.
I've been jump certified since I was 18.
No, you weren't. Now, here's a fun thing. For him to be jump certified, he would have had to go infantry and then immediately basically go to jump school, right? If he joined at the age of 18, his MOS would be 10 weeks basic, maybe 6 to 10 weeks for his whatever comes after basic. We had OSA, so we didn't have it as basic and AIT. That's the word. His AIT, I think, would have been 6 weeks. If it was anything like when I went through, I think they extended to maybe 8 weeks. I could be wrong about that. So we're looking at 16 weeks, which is 4 months. So then he had to go to the jump school, which is another few weeks. It is possible. It is unlikely, especially since he was a felon at the age of 18. They probably wouldn't have taken him to the Rangers or the Airborne or whatever. He would not be at the top of their list. He would not. That's absurd. Maybe. It is. Timeline-wise, it is possible. It is possible he took him. But he didn't serve in the military.
I left the Army. I had a streamer. My riser popped when I was going into Fallujah.
Nobody jumped into Fallujah. Everyone who I've ever talked to who is in Fallujah says there were no combat jumps into Fallujah. Maybe the Marines dropped, but that was somewhere else. That wasn't Fallujah. That wasn't. Part of that cup's reusable. I'm going to use that again. Thank you, Hank. Hey, Jeremy. Why you got to spread these lies? Why you got to be this way? Why you got to be who you are? Why do you think this is a good idea? What benefit do you have from it? You can't run a funeral escort company by being a normal civilian? That doesn't make sense because according to you, your company's so successful. Is it built upon the backs of the dead people that didn't make it home after actually going to combat? The ones who actually went into Fallujah? That seems like a problem to me. And thank you very much, Combat Medic. I really appreciate that. If you give me just 1 second. Jeremy, what the actual fuck? How do you think this, what in your mind makes you think that that is acceptable? Thank you, PebMets. Yes. This is about to go. We're getting there. I already got the cup. It's going behind me. We're going to try that out. We're just going to fling it into the air. It's going to be great. Whew! I got to get to that point, though. So, you want to run your company, what? Make it more successful by using dead people? Herman, thank you very much. Yes, he should do time for that. And I absolutely agree. And I'm hoping to make that happen, actually. Jeremy, I was willing to work with you. I reached out to you to help you. I was like, hey, Jeremy, get it. You're kind of breaking the law right now. Allegedly, right? I'm going to use allegedly because you're super, hot to trot on the whole suing things, even though you don't have money to pay your employees / contractors. So I don't know where you're going to afford to make that happen because they're not going to do it for free. That would be absurd. Apparently, with the rumors I hear, is that your own attorney is like, don't really want to work for you anymore. Is that because you can't pay him? Interesting. Maybe you shouldn't have bought $1,500 worth of cologne. Just a thought. Maybe instead of pretending to be a soldier, you could have gone out, actually learned a thing or two about how to be a decent human being. Because guess what? We learned that in basic training. That was something they taught us. They taught us that through fear. Something that obviously you never went through because you just want to play pretend and have all the benefits with none of the hardships. Basic was hard. AIT was hard. OSET was hard. OSET was AIT for me. Being in the military, waking up every day, doing PT at 6 in the morning, 6:30, waking up at 5, going outside at 6, in the freezing cold. Now, I don't know, people who were in New York. In New York, it's like negative 30 degrees. Here in the Seattle area, well, technically the Tacoma area is where JBLM is, it rains all the time. Oh, Stranger's Cat. Hey, how's it going? We should do an audio thing together. Anyway, I'm in the middle of something. I would love to talk, but I'm on a roll, and if I bring myself down, it won't be as much fun to bring myself back up. So we're going to keep going. Out in the rain. It rains in Washington like 6 months out of the year. Waking up every morning to do that kind of sucks. And then every morning you got to go to the motor pool, you got to fix trucks, and then you got to learn about some idiot who sexually assaulted someone else, which obviously is a problem. So now we have to have a class on that, which is great. I would love to have a class on that to learn how to not sexually assault people, except I already know how to do that, right? And then you get made into a better person over time. Something that, I don't know if your mother, I'm bringing her into this, I don't know if she ever failed to raise you. I assume she didn't do a great job because not only are you a sex offender, but your brother was caught up in a sex sting as well, trying to meet up with an underage girl. Kind of weird how both of you made that happen. So I almost went for it. It's not the time. It has to. We almost got there. I'm not gonna calm down because you got to 300, and that's the part where I get to go nuts. This is sergeant mode right now. Except I'm usually a lot more in your face. If I was real sergeant mode, I'd be here and I'd be right up in there. But we're not gonna do that because the camera's right there and there's a microphone here that I have to deal with. So, where was I? Oh yeah, stolen valor. Stop it. Stop making these claims. I got this is old, but you've never apologized. Thank you very much, Timothy. You like that knife hand? Yeah. You know what? Get that knife hand. Get right into the. I zoomed in all the way. There we go. Right into the camera. Hey, Jeremy. I need you to take yourself, your broken ass idiot self. I need you to sit down with a therapist and figure out all the things you're doing wrong. And then I want you to go into your room, have a nice little cry about it like you almost did in Dr. Phil. Figure out where you went wrong in your life and start fresh, because everything in your life is falling apart because of you. Not because of the police, not because of me, not because of your girlfriend or your wife and the people around you, because you surround yourself with some pretty shit people. I don't know if you knew this. I'm not saying they're bad people, but they're not great for you, are they? They kind of enable you. You surround yourself with enablers. That's a problem. Don't do that. Put yourself in a support group for liars, for narcissists. You still got time. You don't have much time. Pretty sure it's too late, but God, I hope it's not. I need you to go ahead and fix yourself. And when you're done doing that, you can come back and you can apologize to me and every single soldier you see in uniform. Every time you see a soldier in uniform, I expect you to go up to them and say, hey, I pretended to be you once and I'm so sorry. I need you to. Woo, almost happened. We came close. That's what I want from you. I want to see you go to every single soldier you ever see and say, hey man, I'm sorry I didn't do the thing. So if you wouldn't mind making that happen for me, and I'll consider not helping the police bring charges against you for stolen valor. So there we go. I feel like that's the end of my rant. How do we feel? Do you think that was worth the donations, everyone? All right. There were a lot of donations. Thank you, Malt Liquor Marauder. Herman, thank you. Cricket. Oh, I already got those. For everyone I missed, I'm sorry if I missed you. C. Carl Go, thank you. Melissa, thank you. We'll all do a smash together. Steve, right? Like, oh, I can't afford anything. Mom, give me money. And he's like, yes, here's my $1,500 worth of cologne. Maybe that's the reason we don't have money. And sure, like maybe he bought it over time. But not only does that add up, cologne will go bad. Depending on the cologne. Petty for life. Yes, Rennie, if you wouldn't mind dropping that. All right. I'm gonna take this off now. I feel good about that. I feel it's a bit of a mess here now. All right. Anyway, let's keep watching this video.
My riser popped when I was going into Fallujah.
Hey, thank you, Vincent.
I basically almost destroyed my back to the point where I can't even get certified as a firefighter in the state of Florida. That's why.
I'm thinking it's your felon status, so I'm gonna give you a little tap of that one. Okay. Thank you, Radine. Should get a separate riser strap for JD. Oh, use number 37. Just yes. Jack, thank you. ATN. Oh, don't stop it, you. Thank you.
Part of my business.
Well, you see me down, but I got hit by a drunk. That's a whole other story.
Yeah.
So, what do you think the max personnel would be? So
You can Skid Row. You can have a PT belt indoors. It's not required indoors, but you can have one. Someone's calling me out for saluting indoors. Now, there are times you do salute indoors, but since I wasn't in full uniform or in a Army uniform anymore, because that's not Army uniform, I get to do it. But yes, also I apologize. I'm getting so much hate. Like, how could you salute with your left hand? It's my right hand. I promise. My camera was flipped. I'm so sorry. Oh, Hank iPro. I'll ask Jeremy if I can have one of his 20 sunglasses from his box of sunglasses. What's up with that? I have iPro here somewhere. Anyway, next time I'll try to remember.
I know exactly how much I would have to budget worst case scenario.
I'll say 10, but I just feel like that's not going to be enough. So I would recommend 12 or 14.
Because it's more expensive.
I don't think we'll go over 14.
All right.
So they're talking about, in case you were distracted, I'm very distracted right now. I'm coming down from my thing. I promise you that's not me actually angry. Well, I'm angry, but that's me working myself up to that point intentionally, which is a skill I developed as a soldier for realsies. Sometimes, like, I don't like getting, I'm more of a, I'm disappointed in you kind of a person. Like, why would you do that? Explain yourself. You can't because it doesn't make sense. That's me. When I'm really mad, I stay quiet, as I already explained. If I'm yelling like that, when I'm getting in someone's face and just talking real fast, that's generally a forced behavior on my part, where I amp myself up to it to get a specific result. I felt really bad. Someone commented, like, this is what my dad was like when he got angry. He was in the Navy. I was just like, oh, I'm so sorry if I brought back bad memories of that. 74 Delta. Terry Hyatt, 4187 AIT for jump school. Was that not an option? Not for me. For some of us, maybe. For like our top, I think Top Shot might have gotten the option. Top Shot being the best shooter. I was not. I was garbage with the pistol. Real good now. I never shot a pistol before. 4187. I know that form number. 4187. I'm gonna look it up because I know that number. I know I should know it. Unless I'm thinking of a 43.9. Doesn't matter. I'm sorry. I'm getting all distracted by forms. Anyway, so yeah, they're discussing the number of people that they're going to need for this charity ride, funeral, whatever. And of course, the more people that are used, the more Jeremy gets paid.
All right, well, here's what I want you to do. I just want to make sure it's safe because I don't want to be involved in anything like happened with the Ribbon Riders.
And we're going to watch that. But I'm looking up 4137, by the way. Is it DA 4137 or DD 41? Oh. Hold on. Yeah, we're going to watch video of that. I'm going to let this play while I keep looking at this.
Yeah, that was dangerous. And then on top of that, we were speeding around to get
you were
back up front. So,
Oh, I know. You scared me. I had one or two of them come by me doing 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And that was on that damn road going around the lake.
Right. It's crazy how they just... the thing is if you don't have somebody in front,
4137 currently is the evidence property custody document, which is why I know about it, because that was what I used for evidence and property when I took it from people. I knew I recognized it. Maybe it had a different name then for getting into jump school, or maybe you were just getting the wrong form number, which is okay. I get the wrong form number all the time. I had a group of people that were trying to call me out for, like, you never served the military. And I was just like, I did. I just don't have all of it memorized. I didn't even have it memorized when I was in the Army. It was just never that important. So, let's keep going. Oh, thank you, Vince. We know Jeremy's walking. No, I think it's that person who was getting mad before the stream started. Like, why do you only talk about Jeremy Dewitte? Because I have currently 3,000 playbacks and 854 viewers. That is why I keep talking about Jeremy Dewitte. And I get to smash things because you all donate money to make that happen. And good God, I wish I could explain to you how much I appreciate that. About to get better lights. Fun thing about the lights, I meant to do this when I got angry, but I forgot. Also, they're not good enough yet for me to really do it. And cogito ergo sum, what does that mean in Latin? I wish I knew. I used to, I think. He should apologize to all service members, right? I'm glad that bit of nonsense came to my brain, out my mouth. Like, here's an idea. It's not going to happen. Obviously, we're going to make it happen. But let me show you guys something. I'm going to buy new lights with your donated stuff once it actually comes in. It usually comes in halfway through the month. So the lights I use are actually smart bulbs, and right now they're flashing red and blue. You just can't. I have room for 2 more bulbs. I only have 2 up there, but I have 4 Parcan lights suspended from a thing that was built. And if I get 2 more, I should be able to make that lighting decent. We hope. So that's what the money's gonna be spent on, and then the rest of it is probably gonna go to a shotgun to defend my home from the person that I am protecting my friend from. in case they realize I'm doing it and decide to come after me, because I don't have a self-defense device in my home at the moment. I probably should if I'm going to get involved in potential bike gangs. Anyway, where was I? They look purple and amber to you.
Our guys knew that. That's why we took over once she passed the turn. That's why we were, I was kind of rolling in the front for the rest of the time.
Right.
But it was just like,
There are 4 lights, Picard.
you got to have somebody that knows the route, because if we're not there, they need to know that this is where we either can sit and wait for a second for them to catch up or turn, Just because we're not at the light doesn't mean you keep going straight if you don't know the way.
Right, exactly. Well, you ain't gonna have to worry about that because the guy that designed the route and myself will be up front. So there's not gonna. I'm going to be up front so I can get back early enough to get ready for the rest of the day because the rest of the day is huge.
All right. Now with that out of the way, what we're going to do is we're going to look into this. Hey, Petty for Life, thank you. I don't know if I'm actually going to buy a shotgun. So I'm gonna get something. I might just get I might get one just load up on beanbag rounds. I don't actually want to shoot anybody. It's a legal fight afterwards, even if it is in self-defense. It's not something I want to go through. Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe I'll get one of Jeremy's pepperball guns. I do love those. Oh, 4187. Oh, well, thank you for your donation. I'm so sorry. 25 November, JNN operator, router switches and phones. Oh, yeah. No, we had one of your guys in our unit, and it was very helpful. Well, maybe not that exact one, but I don't know. They were a comms guy, and it was super useful because I hated those radios that we used. 4187. 4187 DA form is... Oh, yeah, Special Force Training Assignment. Yep. I must have heard 4137 because I'm used to that one. Yeah. Yes, that makes sense. That's on me. I apologize. We're going to give me a lie button. That's for me because I was wrong. So, as long as it's not yellow, so people think it's a real gun. Let me pull up my my list of stuff. Rennie, in Discord, you said you have to talk to somebody first. Rennie? Who are we talking to? In Discord about it. Anyway, Kyle. Thank you. 13 Foxtrot 1 Papa. Huh. I don't know what this. I'm sorry. I don't recognize most. Even when I was in, I was like, what is the 16 series? I've forgotten. Where's the paintballs? But so I'm waiting for Rennie to get back to me. Just do a Fallujah parody of Van Halen's Jump. I could do that. Now I'm thinking about it. Now I kind of want to. Well, hold on. I think Rennie... Never mind. Rennie, you said I think we have to talk to somebody first. I think you were talking about the Ribbon Riders. I'm going to go for it. We're gonna watch this Ribbon Riders thing. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to make sure I knew what she was talking about because usually I don't. So... Ribbon Riders. It's Orlando, Florida, Ribbon Riders. This is from someone's helmet cam, I believe. And I'm gonna skip ahead because I don't own this content. But let me find. I have a list. Here we go. There it is. I have a list of people or times. People. What am I saying? Semi-folks. Let's play. We're going to pause that because I don't want to get narked on by the system here. Okay, so we're going to go to 259. 259. Shkablamo. And if you want to find this yourself, Orlando FL Ribbon Riders Go Pink ride. Oh, thank you, Timothy. Not Fallujah. That's exactly what I've heard. I wasn't there. I don't know. But I'm gonna take your word for it because you're paying me money. So this is a ride that Jeremy was allegedly hired to pull security for. I don't actually know that for a fact, but that's the only thing he could really be doing, given what exactly is happening. So we're coming up. Oh, video audio. Yeah, we don't need the video audio. That's a good point. We're coming up right here, and that is Metro State. We'll slow it down. They're holding an intersection. You notice that they've blocked. Sorry, let me do that. They've blocked this intersection. They have a truck right here. They're holding people. There they are. And you think, well, that's weird. Do they actually have those trucks? Well, if you look at the back of the truck, I don't know how well you can see it, but I can clearly see it says Metro State on the back and on the sides. So not only are they impersonating a security guard, basically, they are also obstructing traffic, depending on what the traffic control device actually is showing. You might have pedestrian on the roadway. There are a few other minor charges you could hit them with, depending on what the local statutes are for the municipality, as well as the state laws. So that's obviously a problem. And every time we see them, it's going to basically be that set of charges, maybe additional ones. Unfortunately, I don't know who any of these people are. We're probably never going to know who they are. So it's unlikely the police will charge each individual person, which is fine, because really it's kind of Jeremy's fault for telling them to do it. So they can bring some charges against Jeremy for operating Metro State, because he's responsible for their actions, technically. Certainly, at least in civil court, maybe? What would the damages be? I'm not really sure how they'd go about it. But it's a little... Oh, is it in his driveway? Oh, in that truck. Anyway, that is an obvious problem. Will we ever see charges for it? It's unlikely. If we do see charges for this, it's probably going to be because someone contacted whoever set this up. It was like, hey, did you pay Jeremy and Metro State to conduct security? What did he tell you? Did he tell you he could do security? Did he say he was a veteran, right? Which is something I intend to do. I actually spent, a few days ago, I contacted a bunch of Florida funeral homes to ask questions about it. I'm not going to reveal what I found. That's going to be for another time. But some interesting answers. So we're going to get back into this because there's a lot to go through. All right, so there's one intersection. There's a second intersection. The dude's just standing right there in his shorts. It gets hot. I get it. That also appears to say Metro State on the side, and we see that's orange and ambers. So pretty good indicator it's him, because those are funeral escort colors and have nothing to do with security. He can't, first of all, unlawful use of those lights as well. He can't use those lights outside of a funeral escort, to my knowledge. So kind of weird, right? Let's keep going. What else do we have? 306. Just a series of... Oh, yeah, another intersection. More traffic being blocked. Now, they do have the green light, so that's not obstructing traffic. It's probably unlawful parking at that point. But... Becky, yes, I'm making a shirt of My Little Motor, sort of like My Little Pony. It's going to be great, I hope. But yeah, once that light turns red that they're going through, and that vehicle is still there, that's obstructing traffic. Right now it's pedestrian roadway, it's unlawful parking. I mean, depending on what they say to the motorist, it could be unlawful detention. There are significant problems. They do not have the authority to do any of this. This is not a funeral escort. Even during a funeral escort, questionable. So, let's keep going to 313. Boom, there's another one. You see orange and amber. And it says Metro State. You can see the flying wheel to the left, vehicle protection unit. It's hard to read, but it's definitely them. It's definitely them. Allegedly. Let's hope. I personally believe that it's them. And we skip to 333, and we see them again holding that traffic at the yield sign, which is likely also a problem. How would I react if Dewitte tried to pull me over? I'd start film. I would pull over. I would film the entire thing, and I would document on film. I'm being pulled over by this individual. They said, if I didn't get it on camera, I'd say, this is what they told me. And I'd document the entire thing. And I would just repeatedly ask, are you a police officer? Are you a police officer? Do you have the authority to pull me over? Have you pulled me over? Am I free to go? Am I free to go is going to be a big one. Am I free to go? because they say no. Well, now it's false. It's wrongful detention and or false imprisonment, depending on the elements of the statute in Florida, which I have not memorized. So, it would be a thing. I would have fun with it. I wouldn't get intense. I wouldn't get heated. I would just ask a lot of questions, and then I would just leave once I realized it was them. And I would not get in the way of the funeral escort. There's the video of the silver truck. Silver truck's in the right-hand lane turning. He is 2 lanes over from the funeral escort, and they still try to stop him. What? Absolutely not. That's absolutely illegal. So, anyway, let's see. Yeah, we have him holding that yield section. Where's the next one? The next one's not for a while because there aren't any intersections here. Trying to skip a little forward. 726. There we go. All right, coming up at an intersection, we have the bike. Are the lights on? Yes. No idea who that is. Oh, I do know who that is. That's the. I know exactly who that is. They have pictures of this guy. He's absolutely identifiable. Color of his skin, body shape, the fact that he was there. This is definitely a Metro State bike. And if we look in the mirror, this motorcycle, we might be able to see the lights a little better flashing. Oh, yeah, you can see them flashing in the mirror. That's important, that mirror, because the front lights are brighter than the back lights. Cool. What is he blocking exactly? They do have the green light. That is good. Legally, that's good. But that's still unlawfully parked pedestrian roadway, et cetera, et cetera. Unlawful use of colored lights. Shell shock. Appreciate it. My gaming channel is just this one. I might start a separate one maybe, and then just advertise it on this one. Then people can watch it on my separate one. I make my living on Debunking. No, I make my living at my real, actual job. This is just a hobby. But I understand the concern. Oh, yeah, playing Squad. Have I played Squad? No, I don't think I have. We'll get some video games. We'll get it going. I'll see if I can get the Metro State mod on GTA, make that work at some point. And then I did do some Gary's mod with a friend of mine who was on here earlier, but may not be anymore. I'm not really sure. And then I pretended to be a defense attorney. And also harassed the police a lot. But that actually made me like legitimately angry because there were people pretending to be the police who had no idea how to do it. And I was like, are you kidding me? That's not how it's done. This is how it's done. And I actually got like real life angry. As if they were real police, which of course they weren't. It was stupid of me and it doesn't make sense. Anyway, back to this. Let's see what's the next one. Where are we at? We're at 728. The next one's going to be 745. And there's another intersection. Boom, we have another person. Vehicle stopped in roadway. Looks like they're not really doing much, which is good. I mean, they're not off their bike, which is legally better. Let's look in the mirror there. See if we see flashing lights. I do at the bottom on the black. Yes, I didn't hear any of their sirens in this one, by the way, which is good for them. I did hear a horn. What's the next one? Where are we at? 745, 908. So that's skipping forward a bit. Oh, Metro State's actually commenting. I like their explanation of why they're pulling security here. And the in-house security excuse is not going to cut it. That doesn't make sense. You can't pull in-house security on a roadway. With the exception of protecting yourself and your bikes and the people you work with. As in other Metro State employees, maybe. But being hired to hold these intersections, that's security work. That's not in-house security. So if Metro State is here, understand that, no, that's not how that works. You're breaking the law. So, let's keep going. Where was I at? 908. Oh, yeah, and if Metro State's here also, hey, why don't you address the stolen valor? That would be nice. I broke things because of that, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Frank, thank you so much. Oh yeah, he says it's not him, and then later he's like, it is me, and now he's back to like, no, it probably isn't. The police put together a really good argument about, no, bud, that definitely was you. It would have to be based on these things. You were positively identified by the driver. Your camera. It wouldn't make sense for you to have swapped it out like this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They did a great job with that. Let me see. Oh yeah. All right, so look in the mirror. Look in the well, I'm pointing like you can see it. Look in the mirror there. You have a bike coming up. Now, Jeremy talks about how in this one he went like 100-something miles an hour, and they reference that in the video that we're going to return to. But we see this bike coming up, and it's coming up fast, right here. And the lights are absolutely on, illegally, and it is zooming. I'm going to play this at full speed, and that's definitely one of them. There's the amber and purple. And let's see if I can't pause it. Oh, yeah, you can see right above the wrist. It says Metro, right above this guy's left wrist. And also, yeah, someone's bringing up the body armor. He can own body armor. I don't believe he can purchase body armor. And he can't use it in the commission of a felony, but I think it's only specific felonies. So I would have to look into that further. I think I did look into it once upon a time and discovered that, no, he's probably okay. Technically, just a technicality. All right, so bike zooms down the road. That's probably when they're talking about going, 100 miles an hour or whatnot. I'm going to play that at full speed. You see it says normal. I'm not speeding this up. Nyom. Look at that speed. Let's go back. Oh, thank you for the donation. YouTube Bob, hey, don't worry about me. If you can't, if the donations are difficult, you being here and saying, hey, we support the channel, or I support the channel, or whatever, that's enough for me. I really appreciate it, though. I really do. All right. Let's watch that at full speed again, because it's just incredible. I mean, look at this speed. That's fast, folks. That's real fast. So, don't know what they're thinking, but that's illegal. That is a crime. Okay, I'm glad we figured that out. All right, what's next? 908, 922. Oh, there we go, 922. Oh, yeah, there's the intersection. Let me slow this back down so we can get the best results possible. Hold on. I think Rennie's saying something to me. Oh, yeah, she was. Anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah, that's fast, wasn't it? It was kind of speedy. He's like, no, I never went 100 miles on this bike. And they cut that part out of the Dr. Phil episode where Dr. Phil's trying to call him out. If only Dr. Phil had this footage. I found this footage today. I have 2 other charity rides I have footage from of him doing this exact same thing. Is it only 2? I think it's only 2. So this makes the 3rd. But that's a lot. Those are felonies, what he's doing right now. So, hot damn. Good times. I'd say triple what the other driver's going, personally. 2.5 at least. That'd be my guess. But I can't say for sure. So, where are we at? We're at approaching this intersection. And to the left. Ah, there they are. Get that for you. To the left. Those lights are on. That's a crime. Blocking intersection. What is that light showing? I can't tell if that's a red light or not. I think that is a red light. That's a red light, folks. 100%. I'm pretty sure it is. So that's obstruction of an intersection right there. This charity ride, to my knowledge, unless Florida has some charity law that I'm not familiar with, cannot enter that roadway like that. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe Florida does have some sort of charity statute thing that I'm not aware of. But I don't believe it is. Now, you could get a parade permit, but it seems unlikely that they would get one for the roads that they're on. It seems real unlikely that this would happen. It sounds like someone just doesn't know what they're doing and is breaking the law, which sort of sounds like Jeremy, honestly, if I'm going to be real upfront about it. Well, that's my personal opinion. I can't state that as a fact because he'll sue me. So let's get back into this. So they're blocking the intersection for sure. We're at 922. We're going to jump to 10. Now, here's where it starts getting fun, if I remember correctly. Not that it wasn't entirely fun. Where's that dinosaur at? There was a dinosaur. I think it was 907. Hold on. There's a dinosaur somewhere. There it is. There's the dinosaur to the right. I just think that's fun. Anyway. 10 minutes in. We have them on the right. Guy standing there. They are going through a green light. It's great. It's not obstructing traffic, but the lights are on unlawfully. Pedestrian roadway, unlawfully parked motorcycle, etc., etc. What's next? 1036. Let me see. Here we go. On the right, once again. Oh man, look at how many lights there are. There's so many lights, like so many. Oh man. They're going through a green light, which is good, but still the lights are illegal. Parked unlawfully, etc. Well, I might be standing unlawfully, or unlawful stoppage of a vehicle on the roadway. It depends on the terminology of the state and the location. So, anyway, what's next? We got 10:45, 11:07. I think is my favorite. There we go. They're absolutely blocking traffic. They cannot do that. That is illegal. Again, unless there's some charity escort I don't know about, it's definitely Metro State. They're just hanging out, having a good old conversation. What do they have? I'm just checking out their uniforms. Don't mind me. Yeah. Unless someone wants to say that's not Metro State and establish why that would be the case. I mean, the bikes are right. The uniforms are right. Helmets are right. That's them. And we know Jeremy worked this with his group of people. Yeah. And that's that. So that's the ride they're talking about, how it was a whole mess, apparently. Let's go back to the original audio that we were reviewing. So, yeah.
Yeah, not a problem.
All right, buddy. I appreciate you.
I'll review it. Send that to me, and I'll make sure I review it and go over it.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you.
Sir.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Outstanding.
When I throw the saucer, oh man, I don't have a timestamp for that. That would have been like, I don't even know how long I've been doing this. For an hour. I'd say maybe around 30 minutes, right? Maybe. Just a guess. I have no idea. But this will be up for you for your viewing pleasure. Yes. If I missed any donations during that, I'm sorry, but I appreciate you.
Well, the only thing I did you see how, like...
It was me.
Okay. He was on the phone?
No, he wasn't.
He was just flowing because he knows me.
Okay.
Yeah, the little bit of hesitancy you got was for the military part.
We had to think of bullshit. And that MOS he made up, that ain't even an MOS.
No, I know.
The 18 series is an MOS. Which is why I think the people who are talking right now, who are older veterans, this is a common thing. Older veterans have tried to call me out for like, 31 Bravo's not real. Like, it is. It's newer. So I think, 18 series is Special Forces. That claim checks out as far as Special Forces go. It does not check out with, Jeremy was one of them. But them saying in this video, like, that's not a real MOS is incorrect. Unless they're referring to something else I missed.
Right away. And he didn't jump into Fallujah.
Oh, I know. He jumped into Fallujah. I had to keep everything I could from laughing on that one.
Jump into Fallujah
So.
and all that crap.
They're arresting all of us on the funeral. Every single one of us.
They're arresting us in the funeral. Every single one of us. Probably because you're breaking the law, bud. It boggles my mind. Like, again, I know I yelled about this a bunch earlier. If I were him, my plan of action would be to not keep doing these escorts. I mean, make some major changes. Win in court if that's an option. I doubt it. And then go back to being like, no, this is totally okay. I have all these court rulings. Hey, excellent. Change the name of the company because a lot of bad press. And there you go. Make the changes though. Don't just blame the police. It's weirdo. Anyway. What's the extra footage? Oh yeah, this is where I think Brocious gets
there's a lot
caught
of things that
carrying a gun. And Orlando police. A lot of magazines, dude. Okay. Who are you trying to impress?
to explain
That's good.
run something. A change.
Police do not need a reason to run someone's tag. Oh yeah, he's complaining about having his tag run. Yeah, they don't need a reason. They can run a tag at any time for any reason. Some people have tried to call me out for that, but like, that's not true. It is true though. It is. 100%.
He says in the first statement. He says, I see a funeral escort being conducted. A black and white motorcycle with its air horn enters the intersection. He passes my clearly marked patrol car. Then he says, here, in his first line in the report, he says, he goes over the double yellow line.
I love that he's like, that's a lie. We have footage from doing that all the time. Like, so much footage of it. Jeremy goes over double yellow lines like it's 50 Cent wig night at Hooters. Does that make sense? That doesn't make sense at all. Jeremy does it, loves it. He loves to do it. Or I assume he loves to do it. Maybe he doesn't like it at all. He just does it because duty calls. The families must be protected. I don't know. He doesn't, but I absolutely believe that he crossed double yellow line. I absolutely believe it.
And goes into oncoming traffic.
Him going to oncoming traffic. It's not like we have 20 different video clips of him doing that.
Lane.
We're not gonna go over.
The drop him.
Oh, this is just him complaining about things he probably actually did. So that's the end. That's the end of that. That's the end of the video. That's the end of what we're going to review. So if you're watching this after it was live, meaning, it's no longer live, but you're still watching it, this is the part where I have nothing else planned. So let's talk. Let's, for those of you in the live stream, ask me some questions. What do you want to know? What do you want to discuss? Hey, how's it going? 929 viewers. Thank you so much. Oh, my God. You folks are absolutely incredible. Thank you for everything. And I see I forgot to do the slow chat again. I'm sorry, Rennie. Yeah, my bad. Sarge, I said I jumped and said hallelujah. Hey, Dennis, for $4.99, I will hit that buzzer. And also, yeah, he lied. I didn't hit it. Thank you for calling me out. Have I seen any terrible audits recently? Yes. Yes, I have. Most of them are old, though. I'm not looking at a lot of the more recent stuff. John. I have a backlog. I have a whole bunch of audits saved that I'm going to be doing live streams on. What was that? Who just did that? I saw the color. Damon. Yes. So he claims his. A lot of people. I don't know much about Rolexes, but a lot of people have been pointing this out. That Jeremy is. He is like, my Rolex is in this yellow box, but apparently Rolexes come in green boxes, which either means it's a knockoff, or he switched it to a different box, or it's not. I don't know. I didn't watch his entire video. I saw the flag thing. I was like, no, okay, cool. I didn't even see. I did not watch the part about the watches. I saw him with the sunglasses, which I was like, why do you have a box of sunglasses? Metro State Man. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you, Frank Perry. I don't know if that was the melody you wanted, but a Jeremy Dewitte bobblehead for my desk. Just to flick his little head. Not that that's a threat. I wouldn't flick Jeremy in real life. No, that'd be absurd. But yeah. Guy 37 at the intersection. You bet I can. I can do anything with the intersection. Take that intersection. I'll tell her what for. Gosh darn it. 8 years in the military. My wife is 9. You have 7. What's my favorite memory / call? I'm coming up on 8. Favorite memory or call? Oh, there's so many. It sort of comes and goes in my mind like, oh, that's a fun memory. What is a good memory? I have plenty. No. I have good memories in the Army. I promise. It's now I can't think of anything because it's not specific enough of a question. We're in the streets that Jeremy is coming for me. He's welcome to try. I'm better at this than he is. I'm just saying. Where he wants to be law enforcement, I was actually law enforcement. Dennis, thank you. If he has, why does he have an undercover one? I wish I knew, because shouldn't the point be to, have it obvious, right? Like it's obviously a funeral escort car. Why would you need one? Why do you need the ghost car? That doesn't make sense. Is it illegal? Not necessarily, but it certainly sort of goes against his claims that, he's trying to do everything super legit. It's not that it's not legit. It's just like, why wouldn't you want it to be very, very obvious that you're a funeral company? Because at the moment, it's not. It isn't. I don't know what purple and amber lights are. I bet a lot of Floridians don't know what that means. So, I don't know. But, a good memory. I don't know. I need something more specific than that because now I can't think of a single thing. Gosh, I can't. Thank you, Jane. Jane's Blonde 007. That's fun. I can't think of anything. Like, what I need something more specific because now I'm just being flooded with boring stuff in my mind. Thank you, Tom. What police actions in all of this seem inappropriate or heavy-handed, if any? Were they unfair? Like how the police interact with Jeremy. I think if we're going to claim that they were heavy-handed, it's how much attention they're paying to him and that they're not going after other people. That I can understand that claim. However, police are going to, if police know that there's criminal activity afoot, they're going to focus on that. That's kind of their job. So the claim is not as strong as I think Jeremy wants it to be. But if there's going to be any claim regarding that, I think that would be it. Kyle, 13 Foxtrot was Ford. Ford Observer. That's right. Yes. Yes. Ford Observer. That makes sense. That would be why it was FO. I forgot that was a thing. I feel bad. No, you're right. As soon as I hit the stop button, a good memory will come to me. I had one yesterday, too. I was like, I should talk about this on stream. For life of me, I can't remember what that memory was. I have one. I remember what it was. So I was working the night shift as an investigator, like I did. Night shift was always a good time. And we got a call of basically someone trying to sneak into the base. And I was like, well, that's not really, what I get called to do. But I'm going to go over there and have some fun. No, Andrew, I was never a police officer outside of the military. I never tried. I've had too much fun being a private investigator. It's a good gig. It's very different, but I enjoy it a lot. Anyway, so I'm like, I'm going to go to that. It's not my call, but I'm going to show up for funsies. And I think I was wearing a suit that day with the body armor on over my button down, which was a fun look. And then I attached my badge to the front of that. And I showed up, and what happened was we had 6 people in like an SUV. There were 2 up front, 3 in the back, and 1 guy in the trunk, and that makes 6. The driver was the only sober one. It's a good thing she was sober. She was also, I think, the only civilian. So what had happened was there was a guy in the back under some blankets, and they're like, oh, you're trying to sneak the guy in. The guy was a soldier, so it didn't really make sense. And we're talking to them. And I'm sort of standing there listening, sort of trying to get an idea of what happened. And they're like, well, we went out drinking, and he was tired, so we went to the back seat to have a nap. And no, I don't have any more information on Alec Ringdahl's arrest, unfortunately. But so we were just drinking. He was sleepy. He went to sleep. We forgot about him, came back. And they're like, yeah, but then you didn't wake him up. It's like, well, we forgot. And that's when I stepped in. I'm like, you just forgot? And this is where I got the quiet angry. Just to prove a point. I did get loud in this one, actually. I did do a bit of yelling. And I was having so much fun with this one. Like, you forgot about him? You're all soldiers, right? I'm not, said the driver. Okay, you're not a soldier. But these guys know better. These 4 right here, they know better. When you guys ever deploy? Yes, no, cool? It doesn't matter. You know that you don't leave a buddy behind, right? If you deployed out in the wild of wherever, you're not just going to be like, we forgot one downrange. Like, well, that's not what happened. He was sleeping, and he was with us the entire time. I'm like, but you didn't know about it. How many of you went out? There were 6 of us. How many of you came back? There were 6 of us. No, there were 5 of you because you forgot about him. You admitted it. You forgot about him. You forgot you went out with him. Really? So what? What would happen if he was drunk back there? What if he was still in the bar, drunk, unable to function, sleeping? I don't know. What would have happened? You're just going to be okay with that? That makes sense to you? And, oh my God, like the civilian's like, oh, I didn't mean it, I'm sorry. And like a couple of the soldiers were like, oh no, we messed up. And then like the 5th guy was like, he's a soldier. I'm like, cool. Do I know that? He's a man under a bunch of blankets. You understand why I'm upset? He's like, well, yeah, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I went, look right there. What building is that? He's like, I don't know. What building is that? I don't know. Yeah, you don't know. That could be a skiff right there. That could be housing top secret information. You don't know. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Craigyor? Am I pronouncing that right? And so I'm getting like real intense. And like the other MPs, I think there were 2 other MPs on the scene, and then I was the investigator that decided to show up for my own amusement because nothing else was happening. And they're standing back like, yeah, cool. This is great. And I'm like, you don't know what's in there. That could be anything. You're just sneaking someone on. And the drunk guy in the back, like, opens up the trunk and, like, gets out and is, like, throwing the blanket out. He's like, hey, you won't talk to him like that. I'm like, or what? He goes, we're going to have a problem. And he starts sort of peacocking, like, we're going to have a problem. And immediately, the other MPs are like, oh, and just flank me. And they're like, uh-huh. And so now, all of a sudden, I'm just like, say again what you're going to do. What do you want to do? What's your plan? Let's hear it, soldier. Let's go. And so there's me saying that, and then 2 MPs, with all their vests on and, their duty belts and whatever. And he goes, I am going for a walk. I'm like, don't walk too far, because you're detained right now. And you sort of like did a loop. And at that point, I got called to domestic. So I don't know how it ended. But oh my God, did I have fun with that dude. Which leads me to our next story, which is someone else's story. It was so fun. A friend of mine was at the gate. He was doing vehicle inspections. He was doing trunk inspections. So after like a certain time at night, everyone has to get out or has to open the trunk if they have the automatic trunk opener. Regardless, their trunk has to open. JK, I would love to get Vidler for an interview. I don't think he would accept it before this case is over. After the case is over, I will try. I can't make any promises, but I definitely want to. So my friend was doing these. Oh, Master of Arms in the Navy. Oh, nice. Thank you, Andrew. I hear that it is a potentially fun gig. I don't know too much about the Navy, unfortunately. It's a good thing. Get that hair out of there. Anyway, so my friend's doing these trunk inspections. So he's like, all right, open your trunk. And, all right, shine the flashlight in. And he's about to say, you're good to go. And he sees a foot. He's like, what, a foot? And he's poking around. And there's like a spare tire that's propped up. And he's like, there's someone behind there. And this lady pokes her head out and goes, you don't see me. And like pops back in from like behind the tire. And he goes, what? Lady, get out of there. No, I'm not here. Like, get out of there, lady. Step out of the trunk. Like, get out of there. What is going on? Like, you, get to the curb. Gate guard, like, come over here. And apparently she's like some drunk or she's some sort of prostitute. Fine, I'm not going to judge that. But I think she was on some sort of substance and was definitely, first of all, she was barred from the installation. So that soldier got a good talking to. Also, he was trying to sneak someone on, so he probably got in a lot of trouble for that. But yeah, she's like, I'm not even here. Ha! Like, that's not how that works, lady. You go and just say, these are not the droids you are looking for. And it doesn't work that way. That's not how it works. Kyle, Navy has boats and things. That's what I hear. Those are the rumors I've heard as well. Yes. Oh yeah, April 13th is when stuff starts happening with Dewitte's case, which means that I'm just going to put out more videos on Dewitte. Gosh darn. What a shame. Some people are very upset by that. My bad, folks. So sorry, but not really. Army has more boats than Navy, and Navy has more planes than the Air Force. I actually don't know if the Army has more boats than the Navy. I assume they have like more patrol, like little inflatables. I wouldn't put them on the same level as like a warship. Speaking of warships, let me tell you a story. It's story time now. It's story time. Oh, that's fun. It's the Super Fortress is born. When was this published? 1945. It's copyright. I'm not gonna use that as a prop. Thank you, Define Ghost. He's someone was telling me that the one that says funerals on his cars was a Photoshop. I can't confirm that though. Laurentian's Dement, talking about Dewitte and explaining the legal implications behind his actions is awesome. A lot of speculation. See, that's what I try to do. Like I know I'm sort of stealing. I'm not stealing content. I'm borrowing content from Real World Police. I am in contact with him. He said he's cool with it. I do want to support him. I'm definitely going to do that if he needs it, for sure. If he has another thing like donate money to me so I can get these documents, I will absolutely do it. If I could stream with him, I would. I don't think he likes to do that sort of thing. He doesn't like to do those streams. Sorry, my nose is itching. You guys stop thinking about me. There's cocaine in the air. No, that's for legal purposes, and for legitimate purposes, that's not true. Yes, Navy story time. I was in an IHOP, maybe, and I was just having breakfast on my own because I woke up and was like, I need breakfast. I don't want to make it. And there's this table next to mine that's talking about, like, they're doomsday preppers. 100%. They're like, oh yes, in my dugout area, my bunker, I have this. Oh, my bunker keeps leaking. Oh, and I'm like, what? Like, this is all of a sudden intriguing. So I start ear hustling that little situation, and one of them goes, well, I'm not going to use a bunker. Like, what? Why not? Bunkers are so great. Well, I'm going to steal a naval ship. What? Oh, okay. Hey, Flea, thank you. Please react to Jeremy's independent polygraph. I did. I have a live stream. It's very long, unfortunately. My live streams tend to do that. I am currently on hour 1 and 19 minutes, I think. But I did react to that. I don't really trust polygraphs very much, honestly. They can be useful. They can be, certainly your reaction to whether or not you want to take one can be very useful if I'm doing interrogation. Because if someone's like, a polygraph, I'm like, there's a reason that you're that upset about it. But I don't think I've ever really had a polygraph that really did a lot for me. And they're not admissible in court. I had someone who wrote an article about Jeremy Dewitte in the polygraph. Sent me a message to be like, yeah, so Gil Witt, like, he's using a practice that, like, there is no standardized civilian practice type thing, which was a great article to read, and I'm glad he reached out to me. Excuse me. Anyway, so doomsday preppers. I'm going to steal a naval ship. I'm like, where are you going to get a naval ship? And she goes, well, do you know in the Seattle Harbor, there's a little, like, I don't know, it's a small, like, it's a missile cruiser or something like that. You know there's one? I'm going to take it. I'm sitting there like, oh, gasp. It's just got interesting as I'm, like, eating my omelet or whatever I had. Like, this is intriguing. And I wrote down some notes on it so I would never forget this. And it actually inspired an idea to write a book of a zombie apocalypse from a soldier's point of view, where instead of people trying to get to the base, the soldiers like keeping people out, which I think would be a really fascinating sort of turn on that. Nobody steal it. Mark Graham, guy, I look over and, good God. Jeremy Hughes wins the Windermere case, and the rest of the case is based on the fruit of the poisonous tree. No, unless he wins it because they unlawfully detained him, pulled him over. Basically, fruit of the poisonous tree would apply if the arrest was unlawful, if the seizure of the body cam was unlawful, if the detention, the traffic stop was unlawful. Yes, fruit of the poisonous tree would apply. But if he beats that case, the other cases still apply because they came from evidence lawfully collected. So as long as the evidence was lawfully collected at a lawful traffic stop, it's fine. But that's a great question. Thank you so much for the donation. And then someone else had a question. Anyway, yeah, everyone needs a bunker. So I'm sitting there like, how the hell do you know about the apocalypse before the Navy does? First of all. Second, how are you going to take that ship? And they had an answer to that. Like, well, we get our group of people, and there are about 10 of us, and we raid that ship. They don't have their guns are all locked up. And thank you, Silver Owl. He retired to Egypt. Yeah, after he's out of jail, maybe if he goes to jail. So yeah, we'll take the ship. We'll run it. They have supplies on board. We can fish, whatever. You think anyone's going to mess with a Navy cruiser? Yes, I do. The Navy will mess with a Navy cruiser. They will take it back. First of all, I'm pretty sure you need electronic login stuff to even control the ship. A lot of electronics on it. A second, how do you know how to work this ship? I don't think it's very simple. Pretty sure. Also, the skeleton crew for one of those is more than 10 people. Also, there may be some sort. I don't know if anyone's in the Navy can confirm this, or don't if you can't. Maybe there's some sort of remote disabling device, like a bait car. I don't know. Like, there are a lot of questions. Why would you think that you'd be able to take the ship? First of all, why would you think you'd be able to sail this ship? Why do you think you would know about this ship before the Navy could put this out into more open waters? Because they would, if there was an apocalypse. Correct me if I'm wrong. They would away from shore to stay away from people. They would do exactly this. And then finally, why do you know, like, at this point, we weren't even in Seattle. We were outside of Seattle, on the outskirts of it. Why was I out there? I don't remember. All I know is I wanted breakfast at the time. How are you going to get there before everyone else figures out? Who are you that knows about this like way before anyone else can make this happen? Doesn't make sense, does it? And they're like, "We'll just sail it by, and you can just jump aboard." What? No. Anyway, it's not a police or military story, but I am very fond of that one. And thank you, Danny Banani. Thank you. I'm sorry for making you sweat. Moving on. We're not going to discuss that. Excuse me. Anyway, right when so it's like someone on board would be armed, right, Robert? You would think so, wouldn't you? Jeremy wants a franchise. I'd take a Metro State franchise. No, I wouldn't. Nah, I have a nice job already. I like my job, and I like being able to do this. So, yeah. I bet Jeremy is going to watch that Salute video. I think it's short enough for him to be interested. I think he's watched some of my... Well, he has, because he pointed out, some people were just circling flags. And then he started wearing his seatbelt again. So good for him. Proud of you, Jeremy, for figuring out how traffic laws work. About time. Anyway. And who else has got questions? I'm just going to be here for, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes. One of you I didn't answer the email of, and I meant to. Tracking. Randy will make sure I do it. And we heard of the interview with one of Jeremy's employees that he's by. I don't know if I have. Olympia IHOP convo. No, it was farther north than that. But that sounds... I could see Olympia doing that. Oh, Olympia. JK, thank you. Yeah, it's maddening, isn't it? I don't tolerate stolen valor. I don't. Obviously. A lot of broken stuff around me because of that. So, here's part of the plate, I think. Maybe I'll send bits and pieces out to people. Like, here's a memento from the thing. Yeah. Anyway. One of you bought the pillowcase. And I'm super excited that someone finally bought it. I'm not going to call them out because I don't remember who they are. But I am going to reach out to them and see if they want an autograph. Because reasons. Why not, right? It's an expensive item. It's a stupid item. It's hilarious. And I love knowing that Jeremy knows it exists. Does TX Packet talk in my ear? No, she just sends me angry messages that I don't pay attention to on Discord. Speaking of Discord, if you get a link to that Discord in the chat, it'd be great. This guy stalking JD. I don't know anything about that. Jeremy's probably claimed that I stalk him. Someone did claim I stalked Jeremy at some point. It's like, no, that's not how stalking works. I just cover the content he puts out and say, this is not true and here's why. Or this is true and here's why. Donation goal for me to bring in the pupper on the live stream. Yes. Pupper's not in my house right now, unfortunately. She bounces back and forth between houses. She'd probably eat all of my cables. But yes, we could... I can bring her on our stream eventually at some point. It'll be great. I believe it, John. I believe he would get mad at that. When will I do my next live stream? Oh, man. That I don't know. I want to do it every Friday, but right now the thing with the whole restraining order is probably going to make that not happen. I could try doing this weekend, but... doing National Guard stuff this weekend, I think. It would be late for a lot of you guys. Can I do a quick review of the Jeremy getting ready in the morning? There's not that much to talk about. I don't just want to make meaningless content. If I'm going to make content about Jeremy, I want it to be like he's doing illegal stuff, or this is factoring into illegal things. What I will do, what I plan on doing, is doing a parody of it, which I think is going to be even better. And so far, what I have planned, phenomenal. Absolutely excellent. It's going to be a great time. So, we've got plans. Yes. All right. Yeah. So I'm looking into making a parody video of it, but I'm probably not going to do like a coverage of it. Well, that's my thing. Is like even soldiers. So I'm just reading the chat right now. Anyone who's still watching, you got to read the chat along with me. For those of you who are watching this after the live stream is over, stolen valor. Yes, even soldiers commit stolen valor to make claims of things that they didn't actually do. This is true, which is stupid because stolen valor only gets you like a free. If you serve in the military, you're going to get the military benefits from civilian organizations. I mean, at that point, it's just because you're a narcissist, Jeremy. People have tried to do it to get into special schools, but like if they fact check that, your bacon's cooked, man. And that kind of stuff really fries my bacon. I promised someone I'd work that in. I love it so much. I got to make that a thing. I'm gonna make a T-shirt of that. That really fries my bacon. It's gonna be great. There's so many T-shirt ideas, so little time. Musical of our Korean audit, yes. Mark, thank you. Last question, but if he beats the charges, wouldn't that make everything collected from the poisonous tree because he wouldn't have been arrested in the first place? That would depend on whether or not the initial detention was found to be lawful. So let's say he beats all the charges, but he did cross that yellow line and all just got dismissed. Well, that detention is still good. It's not fruit of the poisonous tree. And even if the police did pull him over unlawfully, if they reasonably interpret the law they were enforcing, then it could still be considered lawful. That's where it gets weird. That's where like a lot of legal stuff gets involved. That's where we get things like, what's the one with the traffic lights? It's not Terry versus Ohio, is it? There's one out of North Carolina? South Carolina? I wish I remembered. Where a police officer pulled over a car for only having one tail light. And then went, you have to have two. And Flea Willy is a great name. Thank you. He comment links. He does comment links, doesn't he? He did that to one of mine. He did it with what was it? His polygraph. That's the one. He linked his polygraph video. He's linked his merch store on my channel too. Like, what are you thinking, dude? All right. Yeah. So anyway, so the one taillight, and the officer was like, "That's not allowed." But then it turned out it was, and the judge ruled, "Hey, well, it would be reasonable for someone to think that you needed two, based on like all the other traffic law. So that stop's going to be valid. So as long as a police officer is reasonable in the reason of what he's doing." Then they have some protection, which is called, I'm trying to think of it as I talk. Someone help me out here. Thank you, Greg. Thank you so much. There's a word for it, and it's not coming to me. I'm thinking officer discretion, but I know that's not the phrase. Qualified immunity. And that's where qualified immunity comes in. So even if the traffic stop was unlawful, there is still a chance of qualified immunity, which would keep everything legitimate, which is the longest answer I could have given to that question, probably. Yes, in good faith, Popcorn. That is definitely... If it's out of here, I'm going to cut myself on that. Oh, my God. Well, it lives there now. So he is getting cocky. I think it kind of looks like he's starting to lose it. I know you can say the same about me, like, this man's getting angry and breaking things. It's a bit. I've been planning on doing that for like a month. It's fun. I enjoy it. But, yeah. Carlos, how's it going? Oh, you just missed me getting angry, breaking things. Now I have a bit of rubble on my shoulder. Jeremy has claimed, like, no one around me has ever gotten convicted of whatever. Certainly not a felony. And that may be an accurate statement. I haven't checked his mom. I do have her name. I have her Facebook, actually. So, Jeremy, you might want to tell her to delete that. It's too late, though. But his brother has not been convicted of anything in a while. He's been charged with a lot. He's had he's gotten very, very lucky. He hasn't had, most of his stuff has not been adjudicated innocent or guilty or whatever. Or, I'm sorry, not innocent, guilty or not guilty. There's been a reason why it hasn't been adjudicated at all. And his brother's been caught up in some really intense stuff. And he's still facing a lot of charges. But he's right. In at least the last 5-6 years, I don't believe his brother, Dylan, has gotten a conviction. Morentions, thank you. Which reminds me, Dr. Phil did say something similar to not crossing lines. He said something like, it appears to me that you wanted to try to come as close to the line without crossing it. Yeah, no. Yeah. He probably did misinterpret it, what was being talked about. All right, now for real, let's get out of here. But yeah, if we look at Jeremy's Flickr, there's a lot of interesting stuff on Jeremy's Flickr. And you can delete that too, Jeremy. We already got records of it. Yeah, Terry was stopped and frisked under reasonable suspicion. You're correct, and thank you for that donation. There's one of them about the qualified immunity. I just can't remember what it is. I think it was one of the Carolinas. I'm almost sure. Could be wrong. Monica. Oh, that's good. I've completely lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Amagansett Press. Yes, that is on my radar to review. iPerma. I know iPerm. iPerma. I'm gonna need some elaboration on that. We're talking about convictions not happening. What was I saying? What was I saying? I've completely forgotten what I was talking about. I don't know. I'll let chat remind me. I'll wait. The mainstream is over at this point. Stop and frisk. Oh, thank you, Andy. Thank you. They did good to the makeup, hair. Someone's like, oh, looks like he's going to church. I'm like, yes. Yes. They did a good job making me look pretty. A lot of those clothes were not mine. I was wearing bacon socks, and they were blue socks with little bits of bacon on them. So you see my pants riding up a little bit. That's because during one of the commercial breaks, I took my pants. I was like rolling it up just a little bit. Just a little bit, so you could see them. Right now, I am wearing corgi socks, which they have. There we go. They have corgis on them. So I like wearing fun socks. On my right foot, I think it's Captain America socks. Life's too short to wear matching socks. What was I talking about? I think I did. I'm thinking I'm having a stroke right now. I must be. I have an aneurysm. I was talking about Dylan, but what was I talking about with Dylan? Fruit of the poisonous tree. Yes. So qualified immunity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But that conversation ended, didn't it? Sing. I've been looking into that. It's going to be difficult for me to sing anything that's not an original song because YouTube actually listens during streams and will shut the stream down. You're not nearly as Beacon of Gondor as white as normal. No, you'll notice that these are darker. I turned down all light, unfortunately, as a effect of that. I will be getting that new camera. I'm just waiting for the YouTube money to come in from all of your incredibly generous donations so I can throw one up there. And then that one's probably going to go here? Question mark? And then I can turn to the camera. And it'll be fun. So I'll be talking something and bam. That's the hope. Anyway, that's the dream. Yes, fruit of the poisonous tree. So I'll get back on the line of thought. Yes, I don't think it'll be fruit of the poisonous tree because even if the traffic stop was unlawful, they still do have qualified immunity potentially. And even if he beats the charges of did he pass the yellow line or not, if it was reasonable to believe he did, then that will still apply. If he didn't cross that line, and the judge was like, no, this traffic stop was unlawful. This violation of Fourth Amendment rights of search and seizure, because that's a seizure when you stop someone. All of it could get thrown out. Which is why it's great that I am involved in reviewing other things outside of my evidence comes from their evidence, mostly. I don't know. If one of his former employees started, filing police reports against him, then they could get you can't be charged for the same thing twice, but that's only if it's Now I'm thinking. Now you got me thinking. If it's dismissed, he might be able to get charged again. See, this is beyond my scope of legal knowledge into exactly how all of that would work. I don't think there's much of a risk, to be completely honest with you. Pretense car stops. Pretense car stops. They can be, depending on the situation. Those are risky, if I remember correctly, about what we're talking about. I never did that. Well, maybe for the dumpster fire guy I did. But that's a whole different... Have I told you guys a dumpster fire story? Matt, thank you so much. Dylan Court is in my Gmail. He pled guilty. See, I was right. He did have a conviction. So yeah, he has been convicted. It's just not recently. Not within the last 6 years. The restraining order, someone threatened a friend of mine, and they said that they were watching that person, and they alluded to the fact that they knew a dangerous biker gang, and that the biker gang might get involved somehow. None of it was a direct threat within the law, under my professional opinion, but it certainly should be considered electronic harassment, and a police report has been filed. However, until that time, the person, my friend, has been very scared for her safety based on these threats. And so I've been spending a lot of time working through the process of getting that restraining order. I've been documenting potential locations that she might be watched from, and giving her instructions on what to do if something does happen, as well as spending some time, around her house looking for people that might be watching. So it's a little time consuming to do that in addition to my actual job, in addition to this. So that is the situation. So, and we hope it doesn't come back and haunt me, which it very well could, because I'm going to be involved in the confrontation of this needs to stop, because I happen to know the person who's doing the threatening. I'm sort of in the middle of it. I'm definitely on the side of the friend who's being threatened in this case, because they're not the ones breaking the law. So I'm not friends with the other person. I just happen to know them. So I'm going to be very much getting involved in that and being like, this will stop. You will stop. Or I will personally spearhead the investigation against you to assist the police. So that's that situation. Dewitte appeared on Dr. Phil to poison the jury pool. Now there's an interesting theory that I kind of like. That's not a bad theory. I like it. Oh, my nose is so itchy. When I was younger, I was an MP in training to become Army CIS CID before I had a medical discharge. That's my discharge. Did your career involve this MOS? And I interact with him. Did I interact with CID? I don't know. Does this look something like a CID badge? I brought this one up before. This is a jacket they lent me when I was DST with CID. I was a CID unit. I was not an agent. I was never a 31 Delta, which is what their MOS is now, unless that's changed since then. I was never an agent. I was an MP in the DST organization under a CID unit. So, yes, I worked quite a bit with them. We had a lot of fun. Miss those guys. They were great. Do I think they'll have a Dewitte law? Well, that's actually... I'm glad you brought that up. I am. Because I was thinking, how in Dr. Phil, Amir's like, well, the law is outdated. He's right. The law is outdated as far as funeral statutes go. And thank you, mentions... what kind of laptop is this? It's a Dell G3, I think. It's all right. It does the job. It was cheap, and it can host these live streams. So it works. It can usually run my software when it comes to editing videos, although it sometimes isn't great. But I do have a desktop here that I need to hook back up. Yes, sorry, Amir. I was trying to think what I was saying. Amir was like, it's outdated. And if you look at the statutes in other states, like the other statutes, like you need a license, or police must be present, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The uniforms have to be approved by the police. You have to have flags on the lead vehicle, that sort of thing. The laws in other states are much more in depth. Florida's not that in depth. It's sort of like, hey, as long as your lights are flashing, you're fine. You don't even need an escort. You just have your hazards on. You stay as close together as possible, and there you go. Obey all traffic control devices unless you enter the intersection while you have permission to do so. At which point, everyone in the procession, as long as they're close together, can enter. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Florida's super duper relaxed. I don't know if I've looked at all states, but compared to just about every other state I've looked at, if not every single state I've looked at, Florida has the most relaxed laws on this. So yes, it is outdated. After this happens, I think if Dewitte appeals this, which it would be smart of him to do, I don't think he's going to win. And I think the higher this goes, the more likely it's going to become that there is a statute that goes in place, Dewitte's law, to make it more difficult for funeral companies. I think he's actually ruining it for all the other funeral companies, including himself. So, yes, I absolutely think there will be legislation. Hey, thanks, Red Rex. They can add charges or change charges. Yes. Yes, if you know that. And there are charges they're withholding in case this case does go. There are other charges they have, which is interesting, which is mostly security charges. I have a video plan for that. It's not going to be a live stream because there's too much good information, and I want this to be very organized. The good stuff I like to have organized. This stuff where I'm like, haha, look at these false claims. I do it in a stream because it's more fun. And it's not like I'm like blowing anyone's mind with it. The security one, there's some good stuff there. The sex offenders won't be able to carry mace guns. That's a possibility in Florida. Yeah. That's, yeah. DST is hard to get into. It can be. Depends. I know some people that should not have gotten the DST. I had a very weird situation with DST. They took me right out of basic because I had good scores. And I had a lot of fun. It was a very confusing time for the first couple months where I just got a crash course in everything. You're basically a civilian now. That's how we act. We don't play all these army games. So forget all of that. Also, we don't learn Army stuff. So when you go to your next line unit, you're going to be way behind the crowd, sort of, in your knowledge of military things. Also, here's how to be an investigator. It's a crash course, and it was, if you fail, you're out. If you go back to a line unit, sucks to be you. We had a couple people that didn't make it through. I got very lucky, both in the fact that I was selected, and the fact that I made it all the way through. And at the same time, I did work with the MPs to sort of get an idea of the base, and it was a whole thing. Oh, my God. That's an incredibly rare situation. I don't think they have that program anymore where they pull people out of basic. It was when CID was really hurting for people, and the idea was that they pull you out of basic, they put you in DST, and then you'd fast track into CID. I'm slightly colorblind, though. CID would have never taken me. I don't think they knew that. So I would have loved to go, but I did submit an application to CID, and then they lost it. And then I was like, yeah. That was a lot of work getting that application. I'm just going to get out, apply on the civilian side. And then I got a different job that I really liked. Went, yeah, I'll stick with this. What's this, Sarah? What's next to this? Or this is a drawing tablet. At some point, I'm going to do a stream where I do diagrams. We're going to try and work that out. It's working as a second monitor for me right now, which is nice. I have all of your comments on this one. And then I have my stream controls on the laptop. So, yeah. Anyway, I want to thank all of you for your donations. Oh, my God, you guys are incredible, as always. Thank you so, so, so much. I'm going to try to stream more often for you, because I know some of you apparently enjoy it, and that really tickles me. Really shakes the old beans, you know what I'm saying? No, that's a phrase I'm going to use. I'm trying to make that a thing, like, oh, really shaking his beans. That's sort of like rustling jimmies. That's the internet thing. We're not going to get into that. I'm just rambling at this point. I'm tired. Thank you so much for your donations. You guys are incredible. All the likes. Oh my God. Wow. The amount of viewers, the amount of playbacks, just all of it. Thank you so much for enjoying my content, appreciating what I do, being here through it, dealing with my nonsense and my absurdities. And we, don't worry, folks. We have plenty of cups. So I'm not going to smash that one. I got to save it for the next one. But am I currently in the reserves? I'm in National Guard right now. I'm doing that whole thing. It's great. So, anyway. Green and blue are stupid anyway. I'm green and red. It's mostly like shades of purple, honestly, that get me. It's like a weird sort of pinkish purplish fuchsia. Is fuchsia? That sounds right. Like there's a specific shade that just does not work for me. And then there's some darker purples that just don't work. I can see purple. Stop thinking about me, folks. My nose is itching. But yes. Look in Discord before I sign off, you say. Mark, thank you. Yeah, send me an email about that. sergeantbluebacon@gmail.com. SGTBLUEBACON@gmail.com. Also, shout out to Schrodinger's cat. He does a lot of auditing stuff. He does a lot of really fun live streams. We were talking. He sent me a message saying he wanted me to be involved. I would love to be involved. Schrodinger, if you're still interested in that, I would love it. I would absolutely be. It would be an honor, and I'd be flattered to do it. And I think there's a lot I could bring to the table because I've harassed a significant amount of them, and a lot of them don't like me. Nasty Nathaniel does apparently. I appreciate that, but most of them don't. So yeah, go check out his content if you like the auditing stuff. You don't know about him? I gotta assume all of you do. Come on, it's great. He had a very fun one. What was that thing yesterday? SGV News First. I hate SGV News First. I've done 2 videos on him. He does not like me. And it was, I wish it had been him who was arrested. I'm going to be honest. I wish it was, because I think he, one of these days. Oh yeah, I have merchandise as well. Thank you, Rennie. I always forget I have merchandise. Etsy.com/shop/Sergeant Blue Bacon. It's in the chat right there. If you want it, great. There's going to be more of it. I'm going to be making some new stuff. Some stuff that's Jeremy Dewitte related. Some stuff that's not. Some of your comments just now. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to. Anyway. There's a delay between when I say things and you see it, so you might not know what comment I'm talking about. Anyway. Oh, Natalie Loyachek has a lot of really good content as well regarding what happens inside a courtroom. Now, my knowledge of what happens inside a courtroom is very limited to my experiences in the courtroom, which are mostly me testifying on behalf of a case. And then there's a single incident where I had to defend myself in traffic court, which I don't know if that really counts. Because I did it dumb. I'll admit to it. Anyway, Flea Willie, shout out to you, my allegedly biggest fan. I cannot confirm that. I have no hard evidence either way, but I appreciate the belief that you are my biggest fan. And for right now, I'm going to believe that you are, because I have no reason to believe otherwise. I can't stop saying this is purple. But it looked red. I thought it was amber. Anyway. Now, they got me following too close. Which is like, you're right, I was. But at the same time, it's like, it feels like such a stupid statue. Like, really? How can you? Well, it's fine. Like, they did. I did meet the elements of it. And I was like, but reduce. And they did reduce the charges. Like, you admit to doing it. I'm like, yeah, I admit to doing it. But I think the charges are excessive. Given the circumstances, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And mostly I was like, I want to play around in traffic court. That sounds like fun. Being on that side of it, it was less fun than I thought it would be. Especially when I had to pay the fine, which wasn't that bad, honestly. They got me. The police were very, very friendly. They're like, hey, by the way, this is the reason. We know. It's a dumb. They didn't say it was a dumb one, but it kind of felt like we were on the same page with that one. But hey, I've enforced dumb laws too. I tried not to, but I'm certain I enforced laws that people thought were dumb, so I can't. Now I'm just rambling about my traffic incident because I'm embarrassed about it. Like I knew better too. Like I enforced these laws. I should know better, which is one of the reasons why I'm accepting that I got the ticket. Like I should have known better. What was I thinking? Putting people in danger like that. Anyway. All right, I feel like I've rambled enough. Thank you, everyone, again. Did I cover everything everyone wants me to? I think so. When's the autographed bathwater coming to the merch store? Look, guys, I would sell that if people would buy it. I don't know if I have to look into the laws of transporting, like, contaminated water across state lines. I don't know if morally I should do it, but I kind of want to. I'm looking into that. I am going to look into that. We're going to find out. We'll do a short run of them. I'm going to, hopefully next month, I'm going to have a very small amount, like probably 6 Metro State, and by Metro State, I mean the Metros is the team name. Metro's uniforms with it's going to be 6 different names, and I'm going to auction them off, I think. Maybe give half of the money to charity. They're all going to be size large because I have to buy them in things of 6, and they are not cheap. And by not cheap, I mean probably like $40, which isn't like awful, but it's when I have to buy them, in bulk, 6 being bulk, I guess, and hope that they sell. Like that's an investment. So, shout out my PayPal. I don't remember my bacon grease. Yes, here's the grease from some bacon I made. I would do, actually. I have to look into like Department of Agriculture and food something. I'm sure there's something that covers that. But I would absolutely do a collaboration with Popo and Donut, etc. I'll do a collaboration with just about anybody. Like I enjoy it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, I have a PayPal that I don't remember. Honestly, I don't remember what it is. My moderator runs it. All the money goes to her, and then she dictates how it's used. It keeps me honest. And then that sort of helps me say, hey, take $20, buy yourself something nice. Because she puts in so much work, you guys. Oh, my God. Rennie puts in so much work. And the money that goes to the PayPal, she is in control of. And she needs to buy herself a nice steak sometimes. Who am I to stop her? I owe her so many pizzas. It's true. I really can't thank her enough. But Blue Grease. Oh, my God. Collaboration with Angry Cops. That would be so much. I love his stuff. I don't know how well we would get along. Like, I think we have a lot of fun doing it. I don't think we're the kind of people that hang out together. Like, I would love to. I don't think he'd be able to. I'm too cerebral. He's much more of a bro than I am, and that's not a bad thing. But what I'm trying to say is I'm not the kind of guy I think he would reach out to. But if he was interested, I'd love to. I think it'd be a lot of fun. It'd be great. I'm just making excuses like, no, they wouldn't accept me for who I am. But maybe they would, I don't know. I'm just guessing. God, that'd be fun. Is he a chill guy? Oh, good. I'm the most educated MP you've seen. I am, yes. There are people with more experience than me who'd be better at certain things when it comes to knowledge of case law and how laws sort of every law can be sort of tracked back to the Constitution somehow, right? And that's sort of what I've been doing a lot of focusing on over the years, is learning how all that works to avoid violating someone's rights, not only for them, but also for me, because I get in a lot of trouble for that. Not many MPs will know as much about that as I will. Not many MPs, if any MPs. I've never met an MP who knows more about sovereign citizens than I do. I meet very few people that know more about sovereign citizens than I do. That's because I dove into that rabbit hole. I made accounts on their websites. I got in arguments. I watched the videos. I pieced together. I have like documents and charts of how it all ties together. I went down that rabbit hole hard. I had to back out of it. It was too deep. And it's not something that comes up very often for MPs. So it's not something they're going to deal with. Auditors. I know more about auditors than most MPs because I've dealt with it more. I know more about filming a restricted military installation than just about any MP I've ever met. But that's because of the obscene amount of research I put into it. There are topics that, yes, I will happily say I am more educated than MPs about. However, that does not make me better than them. And I know plenty of MPs that can outperform me in not only military tasks. Oh, God, can they outperform me in military tasks? But also in police tasks. There are plenty of things they do better. Some people have a better head for room clearing. Some people are better at sort of directing a group, sort of taking charge of a situation. I was okay at that. But there were people I knew that were excellent at it. When it comes to agent level stuff, obviously I was not at the agent level. So there are obviously agents that are better at that than me. But just because I know a lot does not mean I am infallible. But I am proud of the work I put in. And it's not because I'm just a really smart guy. I put in the work. So if you want to succeed at something, if you want to be above your peers, which is where I'm going at this the congratulatory back pat of mine, put in the work. If you're passionate about something, learn about it. Talk to people, read things, get involved, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, road pirates. Yeah. Anyway, that got real serious, didn't it? Cleared many rooms while parachuting into Fallujah. There's a free citizen of the earth. I'm a Black Law Dictionary expert. Like, oh, which one? The one published in 1910? Gets them every time. Well, it didn't count after that for reasons. Okay. What was that? I saw that. It's orange. Jennifer, you're a therapist, and you work for the military population. Refer him out after half a session. I believe it. And thank you for your donation, by the way, and thank you for being a therapist for the military. It's incredible. The work, how beneficial that is. And a lot of soldiers don't want it. And no. If you're a soldier and you're not feeling so hot, just go to a therapist. Talk to your chaplain. See if the chaplain recommends it, and then talk to a therapist if that's the route you want to go. No one's going to fault you for talking to the chaplain, right? The chaplain's suggesting a therapist. Who you say no, they're an officer. For those of you in the military, even those out of the military, therapists are amazing, or can be. But yeah, no, if someone's not willing to listen, yeah, they can just be like, nope, you're done. Which I absolutely believe would happen with Jeremy. All right, for real though, I do have to get going. I'm doing this for 2 hours. My throat's starting to get a little dry here. Unfortunately, I keep smashing my cups, so I can't drink out of them. Yeah. We're going to do this again soon, though, I hope. As soon as I can. I'll let you guys know. And sorry I don't tell you guys, like, way out in advance. Schedule's a little up in the air about when I have time off, Server girl, I'm not, unfortunately. I mean, I'm very happy with the fact that I'm not single because of who I'm not single with. But unfortunately for all of you, yeah, I do appreciate. I am very flattered though by the comments, and they do make me laugh. Not at you, just like, oh, stop it. I still got it. So I'm not gonna tell you to stop, but I'm not gonna recommend it because my girlfriend will get very angry at me, which is fair. She's probably watching right now. She watches my streams. Hi, don't hate me. No, I'm very happily in a relationship. I'm sorry. But Kathleen. All right, that's it. That's it for real this time. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I had a lot of fun during the stream, as always. You guys are incredible. So until the next time, there we go. Until next time, be good and stay safe.